Welcome to AllGen's Money Minute. So a question that's been discussed lately with clients and even here at AllGen is, should retirement be my end goal? So in our industry, you'll hear the term retirement planning, investing for retirement, saving for retirement, and that's nice, except you won't really hear that as the foundation at AllGen. While we may use the term because it's commonly known, we prefer to use the term financial independence or financial freedom. Okay, we define that as a point where you've amassed enough assets and or income streams and paid off your debt, okay, so that you don't have to depend on a weekly paycheck or semi-weekly or semi-monthly, bi-weekly paycheck to live anymore. Okay, so in a previous video, we talked about this whole FIRE movement, financial independence, which we agree with, but then retire early. We don't necessarily philosophically agree with the retire word for a couple of reasons, and we want to elaborate upon that today. Jason, does retirement make sense as the end goal in someone's life?
I personally don't believe it does, because I think there's a number of different studies that show, number one, if you continue to work, you live longer. There's a Harvard study and a Yale study that both showed if you continue to work, you live longer. And Cornell. Yeah, and then if you continue to work, you live longer than if you retire. So there's one scientific reason to keep working. But I think a big part of why that is, scientifically, if you will, is that when you are living with a purpose, you live longer. This is philosophical belief of mine, but when you're living on purpose and with a purpose, you live longer. You have something to live for, okay? And so we're big believers of not retiring early, but instead getting to a place of financial independence, financial freedom, where you can choose to work in something that gets you excited, where you make a difference. And another thing about retiring early is you lose a lot of your social connections. I mean, how many of your social connections come from people at work, right? I mean, here at AllGen, we're a family, you know? We have a good time together. You lose that. The other piece is you lose the mental aspect of having to really think and get involved in engagement. Yeah. So that's, you know, your brain is a muscle. You need to exercise that thing. And so by working, you're exercising your brain, you know? Also, you're having to get up, walk to work, go to work, walk around at work. So there's physical interaction in physical, you know, exercise just by going to work. So there's some things that support continuing to work. But here's the thing, I'm not saying you have to work 60, 70 hours a week, you know, in retirement, okay? It's not about working just to make that paycheck. It's about getting to the place of financial freedom so that you can choose to live into whatever your purpose is. If that's work, great. You know, find work that you're making a difference. If it's, you know, charitable, serving on a charity, you know, do that. But stay involved, stay making a difference, and that's what we're about.
Yeah, and don't take it from a couple of young guys who haven't retired yet. You know, there's a study which you can look up called Blue Zones, and bluezones.com talks about these areas in the world where folks live habitually beyond 100 with lower incidence of cancer and Alzheimer's and dementia, and their lifestyle is, they don't have, in fact, in Okinawa, they don't even have a word for retirement. They have a term called ikigai. Okay, and we talked about that here in our annual retreat one year, which stands for like the purpose, my reason to wake up in the morning. So they're just living on purpose, and that lets them live abnormally longer lives than we do here in the United States.
It's more fulfilled too.
It's more fulfilled. So we encourage you to aspire towards financial independence, not so you can sit on a couch and watch TV all day long, but that you can shift your life to something that's more meaningful, that's on purpose, whether it be work, charitable contributions, staying active, and living a healthy lifestyle. So we hope this helps, and we hope to see you soon. So questions that's come up lately is, I want to do that again because